What's up, guys? The very first ever league just came out yesterday, so I'm going to go ahead and play this video, my first day. But before that, what is leagues? I'm sure there's still quite a few people who don't know what leagues is since it just came out yesterday. So Jagex are going to start releasing a separate server from the old school server where they can kind of change things around, and it's going to be seasonal, so it's going to last for a short period of time. And each season, they're going to do different stuff. So this season is called the Twisted League. So what the Twisted League is a Zeah locked Ironman mode. So you can't leave Zeah. Everything you do has to be in Zeah, and it's Ironman. So why would you want to play this mode? Since it's seasonal, everything you do in it is going to be lost at the end of it. And that's actually not everything. There are a few things that carry over after the end of it. If you get any pets during the season, they carry over to the other seasons, as long as they're insured. Also, you're going to be getting points inside the league, and with those points, you can actually go to the main old school RuneScape game, and you can trade those points in for cosmetic rewards that you can then sell on the old school server. There will also be an untradeable trophy that you can get on the old school server based on where you placed inside the league. The cosmetics that you can buy with the points are going to be, you can only buy those with points from the league. So they may be sort of limited between leagues when there's no one getting points, no one being able to buy any. So they could be worth a fair bit. We'll see how much they actually go for. But it could be, you could end up finishing the league and buying some gear and selling it for 200 mil. Personally, I don't think it's going to be good money on the old school server, but some people are playing for that reason. For me, why I want to play it is pretty simple. When there's a new Call of Duty game that comes out, when you start that new Call of Duty game, all your stuff from your previous one pretty much disappears. You don't keep all your ranks and all that sort of stuff. You just play the new Call of Duty because you want to play a new game that's fresh and fun. So that's the same thing with me with this. I want to play something new that's fresh that I haven't done before with RuneScape, and I think it's pretty fun. I'm having a blast doing this. So some of the other content that is specific to this Twisted League mode includes something called Relics. They're new like buffs that kind of change how you play the game. They're permanent after you pick one, and there's 5 different tiers. You get one selection on each tier, and you can't go back after you've selected something for each tier. So for the very first tier, when you start out, you get to pick one. I picked one called Endless Endurance, and that allows you to have infinite run energy. It also has your HP restore at 4 times the regular rate. Another one saves 85% of your ammo and runes. And then the third one automatically buries all of your bones and gives you 4 times prayer XP. On top of the base multiplier that you already get inside the league. I didn't mention that earlier, but everything inside the league is at least 5 times XP. And then you can get stuff that stacks on top of that, like the third perk, which is a prayer one. So you get 4 times boost on top of the original 5 times boost. So it's really good if you want to get prayer up. In my opinion, the endless run energy is by far the best out of those 3 choices. Second is the rune and ammo saver, and then the last one is the prayer one, because really you don't need high prayer past like 40 something. So to waste your entire league first relic on prayer is a waste in my opinion. So it came out on November 14th, and it's going to go until January 16th, 2020. 2 months. As long as you have membership on RuneScape, you can go ahead and jump right in with an account you've already created. It's a separate server from old school, so you don't have to create a new account like Ironman mode. You can kind of think of it like Deadman. You can log into Deadman with the same account that you have as a main on the old school server. So with the explanation of what leagues is, let's go ahead and get into what I was able to do on the very first day. So the route that most people took, and I assumed most people would take, would be to rush to Wintertodt when you're still 10 HP, get that all done, and then go to combat later on. And that is a pretty good strategy. I thought about it, but I decided I didn't want to go the same route that everyone else was going to be going. And also, I've just never found Wintertodt to be that great if you don't care about getting your firemaking level up. And I didn't really have any interest in getting my firemaking level up. I'm probably not going to max, and you don't need high firemaking for anything. So I decided to go the combat and quest route first. So I kind of wanted to get all the quests done. So I had teleports from the memoir book, and I wanted to get combat up and get to organized crime minigame really quick so that I could get a Rune Scimitar drop off of those before they got really crowded. So that's kind of what my goal was in the beginning of day 1. I had a plan written out, but I didn't end up following the plan too much. So this should be the end of the client of Kourend. It's one of the first things I was aiming for, and I should be able to get some quest points, some league points, XP lamps, certificate, So for the certificate, originally I was planning on doing Hosidius. I think that was before I knew that the favors no longer drop when you get favors in other houses. They all remain the same, so if I get some Arceus favor and then I get some Hosidius favor, neither of them drop. So because of that, knowing that, I'm going to use on Piscarilius, I think, is the best option. So reading this certificate will grant 20% Piscarilius favor. I'm going to go ahead and do that, yes. And as far as the lamps, I'm going to go ahead and, of course, use those on Herblore. So 2.5k XP for each lamp, 15 Herblore. And with the second one, we get up to 21. So after finishing Client of Krend, I went to do some fishing, fish shrimps over just east of Hosidius. There's actually a better shrimp spot up in Piscarilius. The one I went to, the spawn sometimes moved over next to Hobgoblin, so that was pretty annoying. I was aiming for 48 fishing so that I could go and do Barbarian Fly Fishing. So here we go, we're going to be finishing up my second quest. And it should give me a pretty good chunk of thieving XP. Yep, 2k XP, which should have been up to 10k. Yep, that was up to 10k. So 30 thieving, 2,000 coins, very nice. A page to add to my book for teleports. And also I can use this shop here, which is very nice. Has all of the rods. How much is this rod? I definitely want a barb fishing rod. Feathers. Is that worth it? Cash is really hard to get right now, and I need to train combat up. So I'm just going to go ahead and kill chickens for my feathers for now. Of what I'm doing, 32 fishing trout and salmon. Gonna get 48 fishing so I can do barb fishing. Went and killed a bunch of chickens, got me a bunch of feathers. These melee stats. So currently I went and got a 20% Shazian so that I could go to this weapon store up here, buy a Mithril Scimitar, and do a bit more combat. So there is 35%. Let's go ahead and head out of here. Let's go do the quest. And here we are, third quest done. So I think I should get 6k cash for this, which is going to be really, 4k cash for this. That's really helpful right now because I have almost no cash. And some XPs, agility XP, another quest point, another thing to add to my book, and 10% favor. So here we go. We are about to hit 20 mining. And the big thing about 20 mining is that should give me some points. So yeah, you have completed a league task, 20 mining. Now we go to here, I only have 10 until I can get a relic. Go to tasks, claim points, and we can now get a relic. So relics are basically like permanent boosts for the entirety of this season. So there's tiers. So this is the first tier, these three, second tier, third tier, fourth tier, fifth tier. So you can only pick one from each tier, and you can't change after you pick one. So now I can pick one from the tier 2. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with, it doesn't even tell you. Like, I know the wiki can tell me, so I will have to go and read that, but I would have thought that they would have had some sort of chat box or something to tell you what each of these does. Okay, so there's the text box. You have to click on it and then you can see it. So I'm going to pick Hardcore Harvester. You receive 3 times the normal amount of resources from mining, fishing, woodcutting, harvesting herbs, blast mining, and farming contracts. These additional resources do not grant bonus XP. You also receive 3 times as many mulch pearls from aerial fishing. Farming cycles occur every 1 minute instead of every 5 minutes. That is pretty that's pretty powerful. If you combine that with 3 times resources when harvesting herbs as well, that makes Herblore a lot easier. So definitely going with that. Select Hardcore Harvester. Yes, confirm. So that is my second tier relic done. 33 smithing, just smith myself a steel axe, a bunch of arrow tips. Gonna go ahead and make myself an iron set as well. Well, that sucks. I don't have enough for a full set. I don't have a kite shield, but the rest of it is. Please don't let me die. Probably the hardest boss fight. So, oh, never mind. This is not gonna be hard. It's already almost halfway dead. I was expecting a little bit more. Yet another quest about to be finished. Tale of the Righteous. And for this one, I get 10% Shazian favor plus 8,000 coins. Okay, so no XP. But I can use this on my book. Once again, adding more teleports. And 10% of the favor. Which will put me at 30% Shazian favor. So I need 10% more than I can go and do organized crime, which I really want to do. For a Rune Scimitar, they drop pretty commonly off the gangsters. and it can be pretty good combat experience as well. Just hit 40 shades in favor. That means I can now do organized crime. So hopefully it's not packed. Hopefully it's pretty empty. We will see. Still first day. A lot of people doing Wintertod and that sort of route instead of doing combat. So fingers crossed it is not packed because I want to get that Rune Scimitar quick. Oh, look at this. There's no one in here. That's great. One problem though is I have really bad armor. So this might, this could end badly. No prayer and bad armor. 20 defense. Okay, yeah, this is not going too good. The boss is just ripping me apart. Okay, well, this changes things. We gotta not die. Tiki. Okay, we made it away. Okay, so well, that plan is a bit sorted down the drain. I think I'm gonna go get prayer up first before doing this. So over to the Hill Giants, which are not packed, which is good. There is a finish to Arceus, 100% Arceus favor. That gives me some more points. I traded in books, that gave me points. I got 20 runecrafting, that gave me points. And the reason I want 100% Arceus favor is to use some insold heads I have. So I'm gonna go flip my book. Actually, I don't have the heads with me right now. Let's go ahead and use these books right here to get my runecrafting up. So this should give me a few levels. We're going to end with 27. Not bad. Next up, I did some more of these books to get my magic up for free. So magic XP, it's actually pretty good magic XP. But that should get me 37, which means I can now use the summon and soul giant head or whatever. And I should have enough stuff to get me to 41 prayer at least, maybe 42. And then, yeah, I'm going to get to 43 somehow. I might go kill more hill giants, we'll see. So there is all of my ensouled heads used up. 42 prayer, 4.6k XP off of 43. So I think I'm going to go back to hill giants and get that 43. And then finally go and get my Rune Scimitar off of the organized crime minigame. Finally, the 43 prayer. I had to go kill frogs for the nature runes. Unfortunately, didn't get them off the hill giants, so then I had to teleport back up here. But it's done. Let's go. 43 prayer. Pretty much safe from everything now. So first set of gangsters down. Got 3 intelligence. Almost died at one point. Let's see how much XP these give me. So around 1,000 for all my combats right now, but then it's going to be times by 5. So I do want to get 60 attack. Let's go ahead and do that first. 6.4k XP for that book. Nice. That also gave me some points. I think that was considered a medium task. These other ones I'm going to put into... I'm going to go with defense. And I didn't get any levels off that? Wow. Okay. And the other one in defense as well. So 1 defense level. I got it, guys. I got the Rune Scimitar off the gangsters. Just when it started to get a little bit more busy, more people are showing up and doing this now as well. I got the Rune Scimitar just in time. I'm sure tomorrow this place is going to be a lot more packed than it is currently. So, and I'm about to go to bed, so I barely made that in time. Huge upgrade from the Black Scimitar. I didn't get the Mithril Scimitar or the Addy Sword because they were out of stock, and I sat there for like 5 minutes and just decided to get a black one because I didn't know how long it took to restock. And yeah, I figured I'd get everyone Rune one pretty quick. So end of day 1, here's where I'm at. 60 attack, 60 strength, 53 defense. That's what I spent most of the day doing in class. I just AFK'd that at Sand Crabs. So that was a big part of the time today. I was only using a Black Scimitar, so it wasn't too great of XP. At the end of the day, started doing a little bit of Slayer. Got a few skills up for some quests, and that is pretty much it. So 790 points total right now. End of day 1, that is quite a bit behind some of the other content creators. But I think tomorrow I'm going to start skilling some more, and I'm going to make up a lot more on the total level as well as the points. Got my Rune Scimitar. Still just rocking the iron though, and a black med helm. And got quite a few planks from killing gangsters. Ended up taking me 52 gangsters to get the Rune Scimitar, so I did get a little bit lucky. The drop rate is 1 in 80. Ended up getting protection prayers as well, so that's a nice thing to have done. So here are my ending ranks for everything. 11 in attack, 14 defense, 33 strength. Yeah, you guys can see. Best spot is my attack, so I am rank 11 in attack. That's pretty good. As far as the points, I'm ranked 612, so not too great there. 224 overall. So we'll see if tomorrow I can bump up my overall total rank and my league points rank.